Congrats, you are planning to or starting to prepare for buying a house. You're figuring out you don't know what you don't know and you want to know all about the home buying process. Today we're talking about the steps to buying a home. Stick around. Hey everybody, it's Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. I'm guessing this is not the first video you have tried on the home buying process. If so, I count myself grateful. If not, and I'm right, then I think we're going to cover all the ground that you are looking for. This is not some short, high-level video about the 3 or 7 easy steps to home buying. Not that I think home buying is difficult, but there are more than 3 steps. I spend a lot of my day answering all the questions about the home buying process, and if it were just 3 steps, I'm not even sure you would need me or any other agent to help you navigate the process. There's way more to it than search, contract, and close. Are you ready? Let's get started. Step 1, broad research. That's the stuff you're doing right now, the stuff you've probably been doing. You're doing Google searches, you've been on Zillow, you're looking at Nextdoor, you're looking at Trulia, you are on YouTube. You are checking out areas around the country that you think are cool, that your friends have recommended, that you've always wanted to go. Maybe where your workplace has a satellite office, which would make the transition even easier. Also process through, why do you want to live there? Does it fit your needs? Can you find good work there? Will you like it there? Does the weather fit for you? Does it fit your health needs? Kind of really do enough to learn about the area on at least a surface level to spend enough time to go deeper. Because you may have 3 places you're looking at. It may not just be Denver. So spend the time to do enough research to understand if that place really fits your wants and needs. That is the kind of stuff that is the phase 1 of your research. The other thing that you really need to do right now is check your credit score, particularly if you are looking to buy anytime in the next up to 2 years. Because if your credit isn't awesome yet, you've got plenty of time to improve it. And if you are thinking your credit's great and then find something that needs some work, a lot can be done in a short period of time. So that is step 1. Step 2, figure out how much home you want to or can afford. Online calculators will get you so far. They can be great tools, but there is a lot you have to factor in when it comes to determining how much home you can afford on your budget. Things like your current debt, what your future plans are, how much you want to be able to save each month, so how much left over you want to have, and then the costs of a home. Your monthly mortgage, will you have PMI insurance, what the HOA fees are, how much your homeowner's insurance is going to be, and what the taxes are on the property. So there is a lot that goes into determining what the cost of the home is and then what your goals are financially. What I have found is that people who live in high cost of living areas, particularly if they are renting and have not owned, but either way, often don't know exactly how much house they're going to be able to afford when they move somewhere else, and they need a little guidance there. If that's the case, then I would suggest you move right on to step number 3, which is connect with a realtor. As part of your broad research, you've been all over Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. At some point, you're going to need the know-how, the insight, the local knowledge of an agent, and it's going to take some time to find that person you know, like, and trust. But once you do, leverage them to their fullest. They are going to give you so much information about the area. They're going to be able to talk to you about neighborhoods, talk to you about commute times, cost of living, how much homes are really going for, particularly if you're looking for a certain level of finish. I get questions about what it's like to have an investment property. You know, can I rent out my basement? Can I get a duplex? And people have so many questions about what it costs for that or what kind of loan comes with that. You cannot find that very easily online. So jump in, find someone that you can pick their brain and that will invest in you. And at the same time, going back to point number 2, if you don't know how much home you can afford, your agent that you connect with in whatever city will have a couple of lenders that they trust who will also invest in you and get you the information you need so you'll know how much home you can and want to afford. For any of you who are commitment phobes, are there any downsides to connecting with an agent this soon in the process. What I'll say is, from my perspective, I connect with folks and set up searches and give information this early, if you will. Some people are 2 years out, 3 years out, with no strings attached. We have a conversation, I set up a search, I help them understand what Denver might look like for them. And there are plenty of people who Denver isn't the fit, or they can't afford it, or they make different plans. And there are loads of people who things speed up or they stay on their same time frame. And I think that no matter where you are moving to, if you look for the right person, you're going to find someone who will invest in you with no strings attached. Once you get ready to start your home search, things will get a little bit more serious, if you will. There'll be partnership agreements and you'll have to talk to a lender. But on the upfront, when you're doing research, there's no reason for you to feel like it's too soon or you'll have to be overly committed. Step 4, get a hyper-personalized home search created just for you. So I actually referenced that in step 3, right? It's one of the things that I do for people that reach out to me that are ready to start having home searches sent to them on a regular basis. If you're connected with the right person, they will do this for you too. So let's say you're wanting to have a modern attached home close to downtown with a minimum of 1 parking space covered, preferably a garage, and your budget is up to $600,000. I mean, if you're in Denver and you want modern, that's probably a pretty realistic budget. Well, we're gonna just tackle that right in the system. We're gonna put you with a build date that's in the 2000s at least, and then your budget, and we'll go through all of the details and then put that on an automated search, and it will come to you every time a new listing shows up. Now, you can do that for all of your specs, and we can do it for different areas, and there are all sorts of ways to personalize the search for you. It makes it so much easier and cleaner than sticking with just Zillow. Now, for folks who are 3 years out, Zillow is great. I don't poo-poo it. Lots of agents do. It's a really useful tool. The closer you get, the more you need that hyper-personalized search just for you. The other plus of having that search done for you by an agent is you get access to coming soon listings. They do not get syndicated out to Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, or anywhere else on the internet, and you will get a sneak peek at them so that you have a heads up. Do I like that house? I want to keep watching for it. It may hit the market in 3 days, it may be 2 weeks, it could be anywhere in between, but you get a sneak peek at it and no one else does. Step 5 is talking to a lender. What this actually looks like for you in your home journey is going to be unique to you. Are you in a lease that lasts for 12 months or more, yet you're willing to break it? You probably don't need to talk to the lender in the next couple of weeks yet. Are you looking to buy a house in the next 12 months? It might be too early if we're having a conversation already. Or are you in town and you're looking to buy in the next 1 to 2 weeks? I need to get you in touch with someone ASAP. So it's very individualized, but at some point in the process, that has to happen. Step 6, look at houses. This is the fun part. Now, I will say to look at houses, you generally have to have talked to the lender and have a pre-qualification or pre-approval letter and have a partnership agreement with an agent. Now, looking at houses itself does not generate a lot of questions, but what does is the moment we walk out of the one, the question is, what's next? Well, the short answer is make an offer, but even that leads to more questions. What is entailed in making an offer? When you sit down with an agent to make an offer, the things you're going to talk about are your offer price, the dates and deadlines that you want to set in the offer. Are there any unique terms in the offer, such as are you going to request closing costs from the seller? And what about contingencies? Do you have a home you need to sell before you can actually close on this one? You will also need to let your agent know how much earnest money you're able to put down in comparison to what was requested and what your total down payment's going to be. You'll talk through things like the inclusions and the exclusions for the property. The listing agent will have a list of things their seller expects to include and exclude, but often there are still negotiations around that. Let's say the seller wants to take their washer and dryer with them, but you don't have one and don't have a lot of extra cash. You can still ask to have the washer and dryer included in the sales price of the property. Heading into the process of submitting your offer, you need to know what your walkaway price is, meaning I am not going to give this seller $1 more. Negotiations can get pretty emotional, particularly when a property goes into a bidding war. This happens when a property is great. It definitely happens when it's a seller's market. And it's easy to get caught up, particularly if you've been looking for a long time or just really love that particular house. So before you submit that offer, know what your walkaway price is so you don't end up with a little bit of buyer's regret by overpaying. Know that negotiations can take up to a few days. Sometimes it happens very quickly and things are all signed and done, but it doesn't always go that way. All right, we are finished with this video, and in the next one, we cover all things related to being under contract on a home. You don't want to miss it. And hey, if you have a question I didn't answer in this video, please reach out. It would be my honor to talk with you. I'll see y'all next week.